It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the Elizabeth City State University football running backs coach and secondaries coach, Nick Sanders. How are you doing today?
Thank you. Doing good. Thank you for having me.
Can you talk about your coaching experience and how you got started in college football?
My coaching experience started here um, for me with 2016. Started out as a graduate assistant, and then worked my way up to where I am now as a position coach. Just learning along the way, trying to take up as much knowledge as I can and spit it out to the younger generation.
Can you talk about, of course, did you only coach at Elizabeth City, or have you coached somewhere else prior to Elizabeth City?
So yeah, prior to Elizabeth City State University, I had the pleasure of coaching at Southern Arkansas University down in Magnolia, Arkansas, where I was given the opportunity to be a graduate assistant and coach the running backs as well as the secondary.
Can you talk about, of course, your time at Southern Arkansas?
Yeah, SAU, the Mule Riders. Um, Definitely have a special place in my heart. Like I said, gave me my first opportunity with former head coach Bill Kipple. Gave me an opportunity to come in and coach the running backs. We had a great 2 seasons there. I had 1,000-yard running back. Guys that will always be in my heart forever. That team, the great group of coaches and great group of players as well. So I had a lot of fun there. Yeah, it was a good time.
Can you talk about your college collegiate time at Alcorn University?
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Played my collegiate career at Alcorn State University down in Norman, Mississippi, out of the SWAC. Um, Started there. I think we went through everything, a little bit of everything, losing, of course, and then, getting to where the team is now, where we're on a national stage. Um, so definitely a lot of fun. Got to be a part of that first national championship team back in 2014. So, definitely proud of that. We again had a lot of fun, learned a lot of things, going through just the pains of every college player has of growing and figuring things out, learning about life and everything like that.
Can you talk about, of course, Coach coming to Elon State, Elizabeth City, and coaching the running backs?
Um, it was definitely just a different scenery for me. Coming from where I'm from, but I was welcomed with open arms as far as the running backs group came into a kind of an older, more mature group that had played a little bit, and they were already well versed in their system, and then it was my job to just make sure that I didn't mess it up. So came in, like I said, the guys welcomed me with open arms, and I'm really proud to say that all of those guys have graduated. So that's the biggest thing for me is watching those guys graduate and walk across that stage.
Can you talk about, of course, your time now coaching the secondary position for Elizabeth City?
So yeah, definitely happy to be back on the secondary side or the defensive side, I should say. That's where I played my career at Alcorn State, and then moved over to receiver later on in my career. Um, but the secondary has always been my first love. Um, and, just to be back over there, it's sometimes a little bit different. Hearing the terminology again, it kind of gets me excited. So we got a great group of guys that are coming back, and I'm excited to see what we can put together and go on the run.
Can you talk about, of course, the difference between coaching the offensive side for running backs versus the defensive side for secondary?
Honestly, it's not too much, that different. Every position has their fundamentals specific to that uh, position. So I mean, it's the only thing differently is as running backs we're going straight ahead. Defensive backs we're moving backwards. All right. So I mean, we're still doing a lot of the same cut movements. Now we're focusing on tackling. Making sure that we're sure tacklers, that we're, always going for the ball, trying to make the play, being able to recognize different formations and what the offense is trying to do to us. But all together, it's really, football is football. So it's all the same.
Can you talk about, of course, what you've accomplished so far at Elizabeth City State?
Um, like I said, I think the biggest accomplishment for me is making sure that my guys have a great time, you know, in college football, playing, being on the stages that they've been on, as well as graduating. That's what they're here to do, is to come learn, play football, and graduate. So that's the biggest thing. Like I said, the guys that started with me here have all graduated. I have one more that will graduate this spring. So happy about that. But we've done a lot of good things. We played some great games and had some good numbers. But we've fallen short a little bit in some games. So, it's just something to look forward to in these next coming years.
Who are some of the teams that Elizabeth City State plays in their conference?
So for us, we are in the same conference as CIAA. We play Virginia State, we play Bowie, Virginia Union, Chowan, Lincoln, Pennsylvania, Johnson C. Smith, Winston-Salem, Shaw, St. Aug. Ooh, I believe that's it. Livingstone, don't want to leave anybody out, but we have a great conference, very competitive. Every week you're going to have to bring it. So, uh, yeah, CIAA is definitely on the rise. Like I said, very competitive.
Can you talk about, of course, being on the road, traveling to, like you said, you play a team in Pennsylvania? How difficult is that for, of course, coaches and college athletes whenever
Uh,
you have school?
well, I think we do a great job of making sure our guys are prepared physically and mentally. Going to class, throughout the day, coming to practice, knowing that they have assignments to do. One thing we always tell them is to let their teachers know ahead of time, hey, we're going on a road trip. What assignments will I miss? When can I turn them in? If there's a test, things like that. So we try to take some of the stress off of them and get them to do things early enough and communicate with their professors so that everybody's on the same page and there's no miscommunication. So it's got to be done.
Can you talk about, of course, the recruitment process and what you do in that and look for as a running backs coach and secondaries coach?
Uh, so for us, we're looking at the best, athletes possible. Um, we're going to evaluate every position. For me personally, now going into the secondary, we're looking for, high character guys, and that's all around. So that's for every position, high character guys, guys that we don't have to worry about when they're not around us. You got some people that they'll show you one thing when they're in your face, but when you leave, they're doing something different. So we're looking for those guys that, not only are who they say they are in front of you, but when you're gone, they're the same person. Uh, High academics. All right, we're looking for a guy that gets it done in the classroom. Um, Again, when we're not looking, when we're not harping on you saying you got to get this done, grades are important to you. All right, so we've got a bunch of 4.0 guys on our team right now. So um, also, a great ability. ability to be a game changer at whatever position you play. A lot of people like to throw the dog term out. We're looking for those dogs, guys that are going to come out and they're just going to play. No questions asked. They're just going to do it. Whatever we need, they're going to go out there and give it their all. Unselfish guys, guys that are coachable and approachable that you can talk to at any time. So that's kind of what we look for in our recruitment process.
Can you talk about, of course, due to COVID-19, of course, how difficult is that for this upcoming season as you play in the spring?
So we actually canceled our season for this spring, so we're moving all our focus into the fall of 21. Hopefully, being able to play there. But still, with that, it's been rough because just for our seniors, guys that we're looking forward to playing, they work so hard, and for it to be, not only taken away in the fall, but then turn around and you take it away in the spring. Some guys are looking to graduate and move on and start their lives. But we've had a great group of guys that they're buying in and they're coming back, looking to play, and we're looking to do something special. We've done some workouts in the fall, which were really successful. Glad to say that we didn't have any cases for COVID. So again, we're doing some positive things, making sure that everybody stays safe, wears their mask, keeps some hand sanitizer and disinfectant wipes. So we're doing a great job here at Elizabeth City State.
Can you talk about, of course, as you said that you opted out of the season, what does it take whenever those players that are coming back, they'll get that extra year of eligibility? How will that affect your recruitment process in the 2021 and 2022 class?
Well, honestly, for me, I don't think it affects us that much because, like I said, we're going to go after the best recruits that we can every year, no matter if it's COVID or whatever's going on. We want to have the best guys here. We don't want to have any excuses to why we can't, produce, on the field, on and off the field. So, COVID, we're not going to let COVID, be, any more of a nuisance to us than it already has. It's already taken our season, so we won't let it, take our recruitment process. So we're going into our recruitment as normal. Again, looking for the best student athletes that we possibly can, and making them fall in love with Elizabeth City State.
Can you talk about, of course, the official visit at Elizabeth City State and what that looks like?
So for us, typical day usually starts early in the morning, about 8 o'clock. We'll have parents and families come up with student athletes, sometimes enjoy a little continental breakfast maybe, as we're all just talking around, sitting around talking, getting to know each other a little bit before, we start our real presentation, giving everybody time to actually get to our campus. Then we'll start our presentation. We'll get you around, a lot of the people that you'll need to know, admissions, housing, financial aid, your deans, counselors, people like that, that have a lot of information for you that will be pertinent when you're coming into school, making sure that application is done, housing's done, financial aid, all that is complete, typically before you even come on campus. And if it's not, again, we have those people there that will be able to help you along the way. From there, we move on and we'll go to lunch. Sometimes we'll have our players come in and they'll, eat along with us in the cafeteria. So we want them to see our facilities. From there, we'll go on a tour of the entire campus, letting them see, exactly what they'll be looking at when they become, a Viking. And all the way, we'll take them all the way until we get back to our stadium, to our field house, and we'll give them a tour of the field house and the whole facility there, and kind of end our visit off there, uh, with each player. This call it a day.
Of course, during the official visit, do you get to let them try on the Elizabeth City jerseys?
Yeah, that's kind of become the big thing now. Yeah, with the backdrop and pictures. So yeah, we definitely like to get into that. Laying out the whole spread of different combinations and cleats and all the different styles of helmets we have and all that. So guys love that and love taking pictures. And they will sometimes want to take pictures with us in the weight room or wherever it is. But yeah, they definitely get the opportunity to put on and try it on, test drive it a little bit.
During that time, of course, how important is it for the athletes to know, like, if this is their home for the next 4 to 5 years?
Like I said, you definitely have to fall in love with it, because, like you said, you're gonna be there for the next 4 or 5 years, and it's a business decision. It's something where you have to believe that I can be here, I can be happy, I can grow as a person, as a football player, all together, and be successful when I leave here. You don't want to have the situation where you miss home every day that you're there, or you regret the decision of coming. You miss mom or dad, so I think a lot of the guys that end up committing and saying they want to come, the first thing they say is, it feels like a family place. I feel wanted. Everybody's nice. They treat me well. And that's what you're gonna get here. Everybody's loving. It's a big family. They're gonna treat you, like you're their brother, sister, mother, auntie, whatever. Everybody shows love here, for sure. It's a lot of Viking love going on.
What advice would you give upcoming high school football players looking to get into college?
What I would say is apply early to the schools that you are interested in, um, so that you can have that process already out of the way. Get your financial aid done. Um, look into the programs. Reach out to those coaches. Have your highlights ready. Um, you know, then the next thing is stay ahead of the game as far as school goes. Stay on top of your schoolwork. Keep your grades as high as possible. And one thing, it's probably not popular to say, but apply for academic scholarships. That is, that's really big. I believe that scholarships are right there. Don't have to me. Athletic scholarships are great as well, but academic is awesome also.
What advice would you give upcoming college coaches looking to get into the industry?
Um, One thing I would say, up and coming college coaches, shoot, just learn as much as you can. You know, the biggest thing for a college coach is your relationships. Building those relationships and building a bond, not just with your position group, but with every player on that team. Not just knowing everybody's name. That's big. Their mom, dad, around, everything you can that you have. Um, Big relationships are huge. And surrounding yourself with other good coaches that can help you and build you up, show you different things, and be able to, kind of, give you that constructive criticism and, be able to take it. So I definitely think, good group of coaching buddies, great relationships, and then being a great recruiter and a teacher. Got to be able to be a great teacher. Um, and then, just make sure you follow all the rules. Really, that's the other big thing. Follow all the rules. Know your rules.
Where can my listeners find you at on social media, along with Elizabeth City State football program at?
So for me, I am on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Mr. Shutdown. All right. That is for me, Mr. Shutdown, all one word, MRSHUTDOWN. Mr. Shutdown. Football. We are ECSU F ball. I believe that's it for us, just as our football handle. And yeah, you can, any information that you want to send out, I'm always available. I'm always on Twitter. Phone's always going off. So I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. So yeah, we're ECSU. Our Twitter handle is ECSU Viking F ball on Twitter. ECSU Viking F ball. And again, I'm Mr. Shutdown.
Thank you again, Coach Nick Sanders, for your interview, and best of luck in this upcoming season as you face in 2022.
Yeah, 21.
21.
21 first. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Coach Nick, for your interview, and best of luck.
All right, Mike and Pride.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.